Mm, what does Smith Avenue want to go for, though? The damage from EHOME doesn't scale very well right now, right? Like, you go ultra late game, Lich, eh, Magnus is just going to be an RP and nothing else. I miss the old days when we used to see like the Echo Saber Magnus, right? You just go
Yep.
Echo Saber, you do some decent damage, Blink is another item you get, but then Collapse came and he kind of ruined the hero. He's like, guys, look, he's super. He's super good at displacing. That's all we're gonna do anymore. And that's all Magnus does. It just shows up, horn toss, force staff, blink, maybe a mech, and oh, FV! He's here!
Wow.
Finally! After
Yeah.
long last, he's finally picked up.
Took 9 days of the tournament, but he finally shows his not face. And they pick it up in conjunction with the Snapfire as well, which is always a nasty combo. Obviously, you lock everybody in place, and Mortimer's Kisses, which does a tremendous amount of damage. Especially being a good pair with a Nature's Prophet as well. You know, a long-ranged right-clicker that can chuck all the hurt into the Chrono. Should work out nicely. But EHOME do respond by picking up the Ursa.
I was, when I saw the Magnus Rubik, I was like, I don't think you want to put the Nature's Prophet carry, so that's what they do. They put it over to Zeal. His Void has no issues with this combo, but Nature's Prophet, whether it's with the Marcy or the Snapfire, is still going to struggle against the Ursa Lich. It does feel like Nature's Prophet is going to have a relatively tough lane. Obviously, I mean, he can win it, right? Like, someone was apparently posting a thread where Crystal Maiden beats a Viper, and he's like, oh, that can happen. So, but in terms of like, logically, you'd think that the Nature's Prophet is going to suffer regardless of wherever he goes. So at least EHOME should have a relatively good safe lane. Ursa Lich is just so powerful anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty damn devastating. For sure, it will be the Nature's Prophet taking the brunt of that. I mean, the Marcy can always just, rebound out, which I assume it will be the Marcy 4, right? And then the Snapfire is going to be the 5. Like, it just makes sense it would be that way around. So yeah, both teams just looking for their mid laners right now. And like, what do you think both teams actually need to aim for this mid laner?
I'm kind of surprised that Myth Avenue banned the Invoker, right? Because you're one with the Faceless Void. It's always been
Yeah.
like Cataclysm, Chrono. As for mid, I do think that you want to get some range damage. The thing is, with Avenue, you also kind of need a guy to frontline for you a little bit, right? Snapfire and Ace Prophet Marcy, unless it's somehow like Marcy mid, and I wouldn't mind that. Then you put the Nature's Prophet as an off lane. You pick maybe a Phoenix. I think that's pretty decent, but Phoenix Ursa's not the best. I think it's a bit open for MAG, honestly. Exilard could take the Marcy mid, or not. We'll find out in just a second what they go with. They go with the Void. Ooh, I
Okay.
don't like that.
I mean, the Void, he's not a hero that can do damage into the Chronosphere by any means, so it's not a huge amount of synergy there with the Faceless Void. But I guess the whole purpose of this is to try and get into the backlines, the Rubik and the Lich, just try and separate them and pick them off as quickly as possible, whilst the Faceless Void just tries to control up the Ursa Magnus with the Chronosphere. I guess I can kind of see it in that way, but like you said, they don't really have a frontliner now as a result.
Yeah, and I mean, Void Spirit has generally been. I think this patch might be the weakest of the spirits, right? He just doesn't seem like he scales as well as the other ones. He just. I don't know. I don't like him as much as Storm, Ember, or Earth right now. EHOME, they have a mid laner now. They know they're up against the Void Spirits. Who do they want to go with here? Huskar has always been that nice last pick. What about Huskar? Oh, Dragon Knight comes out. Very tanky, very durable. Honestly, EHOME's draft is is quite powerful. It's very hard to bring down the cores, and you already have the Lich as well, which is great against the Faces of Void. We just put the Frost Shield on anyone who's being ganked.
Yep.
Alright, you know what? I've liked EHOME's draft 2 games in a 2 games in a row. I've looked like an absolute fool for trusting them. So I'm gonna go with Myth Avenue Gaming just because EHOME disappointed me twice.
Oh, so not based on draft whatsoever, just opinions on how these guys are going to be playing. I mean, that is fair enough. They definitely had a rough showing, but I don't know. I think I'm believing it. I'm believing that this draft could work.
Oh.
They've got really good team fight. They've got good frontliner tanks that can try and survive through the Faceless Void Chronosphere, even with the Snapfire ult coming on in. I could definitely see it working out, especially if MKS goes for the. I mean, not like an Ags rush, but if he gets an Ags mid game, obviously you can then pop his rage whilst disabled in the Chronosphere, and then he'll be able to survive every single time. The Dragon Knight is obviously pretty damn durable with the Dragon's Blood passive, and then, like you're saying, there's the Frost Shield from the Lich. So I really feel like they have addressed ways to survive through this like team fight coming out from Myth Avenue, and I think they can do it. I think they can put some points on the board.
I'm glad we're disagreeing because one of us needs to be right today. So we'll find out at the end. I'm looking at XZ Learn's cosmetic, by the way, on the voice. Is that a bit too much? I feel like it's a little. It's like, what is that outfit? What he's got. Rings and beard everywhere. What's that? Is that his shirt? Is that beard here? I can't tell. I do not like it.
Yeah, it is a bit odd. It looks like every single step he'd make, he'd be like jingling and jangling with the amount of rings and stuff he's got hanging up. It'd be so noisy to walk next to. I don't know, man. We've touched on skins before, man. Like, so many of them are just absolutely bonkers. Meanwhile, Salad's Rubik skin is very basic.
And even the Magnus, right? He's got like two things at the end of his horn, like two, what is this, steering lights or something? He gets lost at night. But Zeal, do you see that? He is 17-3 in the last 20 games on this Nature's Prophet. I'm telling you, he's a grand master on the hero. Your team ain't got a shot in this, but we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. EHOME, we talked about the cores, but there's pretty good spells to steal. Mortimer's Kisses is amazing. Chronosphere is also really good for you to get. Marcy has a couple of good spells. Snapfire, basically everything from Snapfire is really good. So there's not bad. And apparently Xiao Yu's towing XC Learn to tell him you picked the wrong hero. He tells him you didn't pick the right hero, you picked the wrong one.
Well, which one do you think they should have gone for then? He said the puck, but puck was banned, wasn't it?
And he's like, yeah, I banned it. He's like, oh, you're supposed to do this. It's banned. Okay.
Oh, right. Trying to do some psychological warfare. I mean, but that's good, you know. If you're saying that, it sort of makes me think that they're in good spirits, even after that series they obviously did just play, which was pretty rough. But, you know, if they're all chatting, dropping some emojis and stuff, they're, yeah, I think they're feeling good. They're feeling confident.
Plus, yeah, if you're with Avenue Gaming, though, if you lose, you beat them with it. You're like, hey, I beat you with the hero you told me, with the wrong hero, apparently. I can still win, so
yeah.
We'll see. It looks like, I wonder if, I don't know the history of both these teams extensively, but I wonder if Xiao Yu and Xilin played together. It seems like they have some camaraderie going. Meanwhile, Kishka, he's not having any, he's not enjoying the bear.
That was painful indeed, man. Just gets whacked a few times down to below half HP. But it does end up being 2-for-2 split there on the bounty, so no one really pulling ahead. Yeah, I was thinking as well, right, for game number 2, if Myth Avenue do win, for like a big psychological warfare, they can just ban Puck first. Like, even though it won't make any difference, just first ban Puck, just to be like, yeah, well, just shame we don't need it at all. That could be some, that could be good.
Like, correct hero or wrong hero? We'll find out really soon. All right, so top lane, Miracle as well as VVV is the Snapfire and the Faceless Void against the Rubik and the Magnus. Pretty even lane, honestly. I feel like the kill potential is relatively low on both sides, but if I had to pick, I think it favors EHOME slightly, just because if you can get them next to the tower, maybe the Snapfire, right? Like, the Faceless Void doesn't care. Snapfire can even cookie out, but it's a little easier to kill the Snapfire. Bottom lane seems like it's going to be a lot of action. It's Lich and Ursa versus the Marcy as well as the Nature's Prophet. I favor EHOME this one. It just feels like Ursa Lich is just one of the. It seems very powerful. It's 2 slows, lots of damage, Frost Shield on top of that. So we'll see what can happen here. Yeah,
it definitely can be. So a lane to watch for sure. Because like normally Nature's Prophet Marcy combos, presents a lot of kill threat in itself. So I think level 2 is going to be the decider in this lane. Maybe if like one side gets level 2 just slightly before the other, they could try and press that advantage and look for a kill. There we go, level 2 has now been found. EHOME straight away going on towards Kishka and just proving my point correctly. Ooh. Nice toss back though there. And that is actually allowed Kishka to survive. Very nicely done.
Well played.
Very, very good. Yeah, that just saved first blood for sure. But even still, EHOME, that is very good damage. Forced out the salve already. And all they have to do is just do that again, and Kishka might not be so fortunate.
And Lo is able to get that sentry removed, so now he'll be able to get some some of those neutral creep spawning, so he can use that to pull the lane in mid lane. Knight versus Excellent. Knight's having a little bit of a good time here. Has 2 points in the Dragon Blood, so Excellent will not be able to harass him. Whereas Knight, with just the Breathe Fire, is going to be able to dish out a little bit of damage. But overall, I'm not seeing this as a kill lane for either side. It's just going to be a bit of a farm lane, and that's just going to be it mostly.
Yeah, I mean, unless we see some like rotations from supports coming on in, like I said, it will just be an even trade. And down at the bottom, a couple of spells being thrown about. No one getting brought low yet, but already we see all 3 cores on the side of EHOME, top of the CS chart. And it's actually Miracle, the one who's lagging behind by a fair chunk, only 8-1 so far.
Maybe I shouldn't have gone for them, right? It doesn't seem like I'm cursed today. And I was thinking maybe you're the one who's cursed, but it doesn't seem like Kishka is chasing a courier, gets it. Oh my god, it's brutal. Look at how it dies, like there on the ground, like a corpse. And I was like, oh, that's sad to hear. And it's not like some mythical animal, it's like a kitty. So it feels extra sad to see that.
Yeah, why do they need to put such a budget to animate a dying cat, you know? It feels kind of sad.
Why can't it just like get wings and go to heaven or something? So it's like, just gets, it looks very sad in that situation. Alright, the one thing that with Avenue Gaming is going to have their advantage is the rotational power, right? You have the Void Spirit, who's really good at making those rotations. You also have Nature's Prophet, can show up anywhere. So even if you lose the laning phase, which they're not, by the way, they're actually ahead in terms of net worth, which is wild somehow. All right, they're even, very even. Even if they lose the laning stage, they can just make it up with rotations here and there.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we're just going to be settling into this sort of both sides just farming up for a fair while. I mean, is there really much of a kill threat up top? I mean, Xiaoyu can always skewer away. Actually, he's not even leveled skewer yet. He's still got it 0 points at level 3.
I think that's smart.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so, because I think that like even if you skewer the Snapfire, it won't matter. So you might as well go for getting as many denies and last hits as possible. And it's working out for him, even though he's only get 2 denies. He does have more last hits than the Faceless Void, so he's doing a solid job, and you get that free harass from it. So all in all, I like what Xiao is doing. He goes for 1 point skewer now, which I feel like is very necessary, but going for more in power seems good to me. Plus, you were going to give it to the Ursa later. Oh!
Cookie does land. Chuck some spells into Xiaoyu. But unfortunately can't really do too much else. Just takes a bit of a beating, but everyone walks away. Oh, meanwhile, down at the bot, Kishka again was taking a bit of a beating, but just rebounds out. It's very hard to get the lockdown on towards the Marcy. Feels like they have to try and go on towards Zeal, because yeah, every single time Kishka's is going to be able to disengage.
Yeah, but then again, you also have to deal with the stun coming out from the Marcy, as well as the dispose. If you go for Zeal, it's a slightly better lane than I thought it would be, honestly, this Nature's Prophet and Marcy. I think props to Mitavian playing it so well, but maybe their luck's about to run out. Yeah. Or not.
Oh, he had his rebound off a cooldown, but he didn't actually get a chance to use it. Just gets bullied down. First blood picked up there for him. Yes, I bet. Feeling pretty good. Oh, maybe they can go for more. Seal. Lose coming with the carve, jumping in. Is there the further slow? Lout. His Frost Shield was actually still on cooldown. If he had that up, would have definitely been another kill.
I can't blame Kishka. The problem is rebound is a lot slower now than it used to be, which means that it's very easy to interrupt it with the Sinister Gaze. So I can see why he was like, oh, I'll hold it after Sinister Gaze, then I'll get off, but it did cost him his life. And okay, whoa, MKS, he might be in trouble.
Trying to stand his ground, Kishka with the Frost Shield. Maybe he can swipe long enough if he wants more right click to find the kill, and he will actually get it. Does get taken down in response, but you know, he still manages to get that kill just before he drops, so I don't think he's too concerned. I mean, he obviously goes back to base, come back in full HP, full mana, potentially pick up an extra item or 2 if he wants it.
Yeah, for sure he'd rather not die, but it's like one of those things where it's like, it's okay, it's not the worst trade in the world, even though it's a carry for support. There's more to it than that, really. So I think in case it's going to be kind of fine with it. Zeal, oh, he banged a bit off a bit more than he can chew here.
Yeah, looks like he is just going to get ran round through the trees. Can he escape? Oh, he gets found and brought down. Meanwhile, in the mid, Salah did make a rotation into the mid to support the Dragon Knight as he was beaten into the tower with the first ultimate usage and down to about 1/3 of its HP. So it's doing well. Second DK form will probably put an end to that tower. unless of course Myth Avenue want to start, bringing some more numbers to try and defend it. But it's, you do have to invest a fair amount to do so.
And can he get him? Can he get the bouncer? The bouncer ruined! Oh, the fight for the bouncer and Kishka gets it.
Oh, and even the Centaur drops a stun there onto Lao. Who the hell is paying off these neutral creeps? That was very, very unfortunate for him, but even if that didn't happen, probably would have ended up dropping. But, just feels worse if the jungle's ganging up on you.
Zhao is still suffering, though, in terms of net worth. He is the lowest on the map. This kind of been sort of the thing that happens to him in every game. He's going to go straight up for the mech build, and I imagine he might consider going for the Blink Dagger. I like the mech into Blink Dagger rather than mech into Guardian Greaves. Like Guardian Greaves isn't that useful early on. And oh, Knight, can they really go for? Are they really going for it?
They're going to try to. 4 heroes all coming in, but with the Frost Shield, he's just so damn tanky. The infinite armor, it feels like. Now the turnaround's going to be here. Kishka gets punished. Maybe Zeal as well if he tries to overstep. Jump Force of Miracle. And there is going to be the ultimate. Do they have enough damage to actually go into this? No, because the telekinesis from Salad throws Zeal on in. He's trying to hide himself inside the Sprout. It's not going to happen. He will die. Xiao Yu getting involved as well. They got the connection on towards Miracle. He's still just able to get the dive away. With the Shockwave, barely able to get the clip. MKS also getting involved. 5 heroes from EHOME coming into the mid to support Knight. And they come out on top, picking off multiple heroes and potentially could bring down the tier 1 as well.
Knight, my god, dude, well, I mean, honestly, what were they kind of thinking with going for the Dragon Knight? He's got a Infused Raindrop, Power Treads, and a Bracer, and another gun. Like, he is not an easy kill for them to go for. And we've talked about, like, Very Spirit, his damage is okay, but it's nowhere near enough to bring the Dragon. Even with the supports coming in, the Chronosphere was another, like, they're like, we have to get it. We have to get this kill. And guess what? Turned out to be against him because Sal lifts Zeal in, puts him in. Overall, that was a very, very questionable attempt by Myth Avenue Gaming. So, and they get the punish off. They get an amazing punish.
Yeah, 100%. It was the perfect skill build as well from EHOME. Like 3 points into Dragon Blood for the DK, just prioritizing that, and 3 points into Frost Shield as well. Like, it's just all the damage mitigation in the world, which has allowed them to survive long enough. But hey, they do manage to get a kill there onto Salad. Exilern was doing it, and then the Nature's Wrath just comes on in to secure the final touch. So that's something. But regardless, this game ain't going too bad. I mean, it's still even though. Less than 1k gold advantage for EHOME. Feels very even.
Zhao Yu might be in trouble here. Get the kill. Yeah, now Azil's showing up. There's no way Zhao's going to make it out this one.
Yeah, and telekinesis. Yeah, it still doesn't make a difference. You can get the Sprout connection onto Salad as well, trying to pursue after the Rubik onto the tier 1. But this might be a little bit of a over-ambitious dive right now. Rotations could end up turning this completely around, but still will get the grab on towards Salad. There is going to be the Remnant to immediately put the stun on towards MKS, so can't quite find it. Meanwhile, though, Knight using this little distraction to his advantage, and he is able to bring down the tier 1 tower 10 minutes in. So pretty good timing for himself there.
I think Myth will be okay with losing that tower. It's not ideal, but you're up against. It's not when you're up against like a Pugna, Leshrac, Dragon Knight mid. You're like, mid tower is going to fall relatively early in the game. There's nothing you can really do about it. Myth Avenue, they did spot out these stacks. They know they're there. In that case, it's going to go for them. He's gotten power, so doesn't even need the battlefield. He's just going to farm them up. And I don't think Myth Avenue is going to try to stop him. He's trying to stack one more time on MKS, but does that block it? I'm pretty sure that blocks it. Yeah, it's in there. Sometimes it's hard to tell when it's like the 3D. It's like the different height. It's like it's funky, but he didn't get that stack off. All right, Miracle. He might be. He's in a scary spot.
Yeah, gotta be careful. There's quite a few members of EHOME in the general vicinity right now, but looks like with the help of just V chilling in the tree, should be pretty safe. Meanwhile, down at the bot, looks like they will take down this tier 1 with Zeal.
Chrono.
Gonna take it away. Yeah, Chrono gets dropped, and Zhao Yu is dead. Even Exilern getting involved. Morpheus Kisses just help get the final kills, and 2 people dead there for EHOME. Myth Avenue managing to pick something up, as well as obviously getting that tower on the opposite side of the map. So, all good things for this last minute.
Trusty Shovel dropped by EHOME, but you haven't picked it up. It's near the Ancients here. I'll see if they want to go for it or not. But I like what Myth Avenue did. Just throw out the Chrono. Why save it? They had the Mortimer's Kisses. Zhao Yu was kind of confident they weren't going to use it, but he gets punished for it. He does not have the mech. Yes, only 200 gold more. And oh, EHOME, salad. Kishka's gonna be on top of him, and there's the combo.
Yeah.
That must feel great. I love the sound effect it makes as she punches people. Just it sounds really good.
Yeah, just like the little bass boom like after the third hit is quite nice. Kishka in some danger as well. Knight on the hunt. Got to be able to find him in the trees, but nice rebound away. And no further catch. I should say that. Knight with the quick blink dagger forwards. Kishka will probably end up dying. Tried a bit of ring around the rosies with this tree.
Oh no!
But the dot damage alone will be enough. He will fall. Meanwhile, though, inside the dire jungle, trying to go on towards Xiaoyu, but nice spread coming out there from Myth Avenue to avoid the chain frost. RP to at least get the return kill onto the Snapfire, but regardless, Myth Avenue, they're going to be happy with that trade, 1-for-1, and RP use, but EHOME, they're going to try and use what they can here and go into the Roche pit. It is scanned out from Myth Avenue, but they can't actually do anything to stop it.
No, not at all. They don't have the Crotto, they don't have the Mortimer's Kisses, they have nothing for this. And this is another one of things where it's like, if you're Myth Avenue, you have to accept that this is going to happen. You're going to lose the mid-tier 1, you're going to be losing Roshan because you're up against the Dragon Knight and the Ursa. So first Roche is going to be very hard for you to contest because their lineup is, it's actually not that bad against Roche, but it's Ursa, right? There's no better hero in the game at killing Roshan than the Ursa.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So...
Yeah, do you know what I miss? What we haven't seen in what feels like years is a level
1.
Level 1
yes,
Roche.
I knew it. I knew it.
Man, like,
I do.
Oh, it was so much fun when you see teams pull that off, man. It was actually incredible. Especially if, like, you would just leave one person in the pit to get the final hit, and then they're instantly, like, level 3 or 4 or something like that.
Or you just all get it, and everyone starts the game at level 2.5, and you're like, oh yes, oh yes. And people used to draft for it, right? Like, Lone Druid plus Lich, plus, like, Wraith King with the Vampiric Aura, and it's like, yeah, this is the draft we're gonna go for it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Top lane MKS. Does he really want to go from there? Oh my! What?
Did he just not remember he had Time Walk? I don't know. He just got destroyed.
I mean, he had mana, he had stick charges, he had everything.
I don't even know, man. That is questionable. Maybe he just wasn't looking at his screen. Maybe he was in the shop or something, and then all he hears is Ursa Bear going rah in his face, and he's just dead. Didn't have time to react.
We didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. Nothing happened. We didn't see anything. Oh, what a blink by Kishka in the bottom inside the mid lane, right in front of them, mixed out, just very close. And the tower does get destroyed mid. So Myth Avenue, despite this heavy farm on MKS, he's gargantuan. Everyone else, so it's an even game, shockingly enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's getting punished the fact that Xiaoyu hasn't really had the best time so far. Again, like in every other series, he's just been punished and sort of, been sacrificed the rest of his team. But as you were saying, MKS, definitely a beefy boy. Pretty much 3,000 gold ahead of the Faceless Void at just 15 minutes in. That is a massive lead to have. I mean, he's got the Diffusal up, Blink Dagger as well. What do you think he's going to go for next? Like a Basher, perhaps? Something like that?
I mean, a Basher and BKB is always pretty good, right? That would be so bad. I think I like the Basher before the BKB. Just jump on the Faceless Void, control him, get the kill. Because apart from RP, you have no way of controlling him if the Faceless Void has a BKB. So I wouldn't mind the Basher into Abyssal and then BKB after for Ursa. But in the meantime, though, Aegis is. I was like, oh, it's gonna expire. It's like still has 2 minutes, so a fair amount of time here for them.
Yeah, and lots of TPs come back up towards the top, but MKS got the read and backs on out in time, and the rest of his team, with this 3-man smoke, see they're able to find to it. Kishka, perfect position there to break the smoke. So they know this is going on right now, and they're actually pinging out. They want to try and take this fight themselves. Lau will scout the fact that there's a high ground ward, but he's going to get punished for that. The rest of his team, nothing they can do. They're just too damn far away. They're actually still coming over right now. MKS charging in. They got the initial stun on towards Kishka, and they will at least get their retaliation grab on towards the Marcy. Thinking about going on Dexter as well, but just that Astral Step just coming off a cooldown.
Not so bad for Myth Avenue. Firstly, you were able to get the D ward, you keep your ward alive, and you trade 1 for 1, wasting a little bit of time of the Aegis, which is gonna be, it's only got 80 seconds left. So if EHOME wants to take a tier 2, they better be doing it right now.
It doesn't look like they're gonna try and force their issues. Maybe they thought they'd be slightly further ahead. I mean, as we were saying, the Ursa is a massive person to contend with this stage, but everyone else definitely lagging behind, and as a result, the net worth lead is literally like on 0. It keeps bouncing between the two of them. It's 11 for 11. It just feels like the game can't really get much more even than it already is.
Not according to the win probability, right? Oh, bottom lane Kishka is gonna go for Zhao Yu, and yep, Zhao Yu's gonna be dying. That's fine. It's not too bad. But yeah, it's apparently oh god, Kishka is being targeted right now.
Yeah, trying to get.
I need a chrono.
Retaliation grab if they can find it. Kishka got to dispose up, trying his best, but unfortunately there's too many slows, and yeah, he will get brought down.
Top lane?
Yeah, it looked like they want to try and get a grab there onto Knight, but again, just a good read, and he backs off in time. Actually, they spot him out now. The lane observer ward, I think, sees him heading towards the creep wave. I mean, do these two have enough to do it? Morpheus Kiss is raining on in, and yes is the answer. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I was like, yeah, he's pretty tanky, he's pretty durable, but yeah, he only has a blink dagger now compared to before when we saw him being jumped in. He feels like he hasn't progressed in terms of tanking items since then. He wants to get the blink dagger, sorry, the BKB, but until he gets it, he's susceptible to dying. And it's all on MKS. This feels like the MKS show. Zhao Yu maybe can get a good RP, but the damage, everything else is all going to be coming from MKS. We might see a good Mortimer's Kiss, Chronosphere steal from Salad. I look at it, it feels like 80% of the victory for EHOME is going to rely on MKS doing well.
Yeah, 100%. Zhao Yu, I guess, just has to make sure he at least gets the priority targets with his RP, wherever he can actually get one off. And yeah, it's pretty much all just down to MKS. Like he's got this Basher relatively freshly picked up, but still at least 2 minutes before the next Aegis. Roshan's
Mid lane?
Poking onto Kishka right now, got the initial stun. Can they actually burst him down? Unfortunately for him, there's no rebound target. Oh, the Sinister Gaze mid 4-staff usage denied the escape, and yeah, okay, ends up being a freebie. Going for this immediate smoke, but it was actually underneath this observer ward, so the information is there for Myth Avenue. And they're just going to back on out, and yeah, perfect Remnant placement as well.
I know they were coming. I like how XZ left Kishka to die. He could have like stood there giving a rebound up. He's like, no, that's not happening. I'm sorry. And oh, we might be losing VVV here. And okay, fancy feet, but not fancy enough.
Yeah, technically just denying the Cookie escape. Even Cookie getting stolen away. That's a pretty nice spell for Salad to have there. And what were they going to do? Do you think they're going to try and just keep looking for pickoffs until the next Roche, or do you think they might try and like group up and go for an actual objective?
I feel like they want to play around the Roche area. You know, secure the place, get the wards going for you, because they know that they have all their eggs in one basket, and you want that basket to be as far as possible. And check it out, MKS, he does go for the Basher after the Blink Dagger. He's going to go for the Agam Scepter after that. I was thinking he'd go for the BKB or Abyssal, but I think there's nothing wrong with this Agam Scepter pickup. It does allow you to enrage during Chronosphere, which is an incredibly useful like mechanic to know. This is one of those things where it's like if you know this, it changes the way you approach this matchup entirely. Remember, well, I think it was yesterday or before that where we saw the Brewmaster versus Global Silence, and we were like, does the Brewling with the Aghanims get the Global Silence? And we weren't sure, but then it turns out it does, and it's like, oh, now we know it's not that good in that situation.
That is very true. Yeah, definitely going to be. I mean, it's already quite difficult for them to try and bring down the Ursa, but yeah, once he has that axe up, even a Chronosphere isn't going to guarantee his death. But they are going to attempt something now, going for this 3-man smoke, charging on through. Obviously, the Nature's Prophet can get involved at a moment's notice, but they're just leaving Miracle behind to carry on his farm. Let's see who they do find. Smoke breaks on Zhao Yu, but he gets the read, blinks, skewers away, and it looks like the rest of EHOME. Like, they just disperse as well. They're not interested in trying to say, oh, he actually commits RP. For some reason. Wow, Roshan. That's a super fast respawn as well. If Myth Avenue find this out, that is a big cue for them to get this objective.
I am flabbergasted. That's a word, right? Flabbergasted.
That it is.
That he would... I'm surprised. I mean, I'm flabbergasted he was considering using RP in that situation. It's down for 90 seconds. Roshan is up. I guess they're kind of banking EHOME that it's not going to be that fast of a Roche, but these things do happen. That it becomes a fast Roshan. All right. Marcy's going to go for the Heaven's Halberd. I like this just for the durability and as well as the fact that against Ursa, the 3 seconds of disarm feel like a lot. They know, okay, MAG, they know it's there, but does EHOME know as well? And if they do, will they try to contest them without an RP?
Yeah, that is one of their key tools now, which are, still gone for a full minute. Myth Avenue are going to try and abuse this as much as they can. Go for this 4-man smoke. Heading up. We're going to bump into Xiao Yu again. That'll be the person who breaks the smoke. Oh, with a quick blink, actually. Avoids the Astral Step, but still Exodon's going to charge on through with this Haste Rune. Dual Scepter locking back onto Lao, and looks like the Lich might be dead. Manages to get the Chain Frost off at least. These bounces could end up doing a lot of work. And Xiao Yu still trying to be in full retreat himself. The Chain Frost just following after him. But regardless, the Magnus will still fall, and once again, EHOME not really interested at taking the fight. I mean, obviously, they knew they had no RP, so the other three just sit on the other side of the map, carrying on farming, but this should be Roshan number 2 going towards Myth Avenue.
Oh yeah, they must have a lot of faith in the fact that this Roshan's not up, right? But Myth Avenue Gaming, they do have it take them a little bit to take the Roshan pit. They're not very interested themselves in going for it right now. Zeal even teleports to the bottom lane.
Yeah.
But by the way, do you see what Myth Avenue is doing with their item build? It's all on disrupting Roshan. Disrupting Ursa. Yule Scepter on the Void Spirit. Heaven's Halberd on Miracle's Faceless Void. Heaven's Halberd, they want to get on Kishka. They have the Orchid as well on each spot. Like everything they want to do to make sure that this Ursa has a bad time. They have a couple of Force Staffs. They realize it's only MKS who's going to do damage, so just why not disable him? I love what they're doing. It's a bit odd to see Heaven's Halberd on Faceless Void, but I think it's gonna be enough to get them the victory. Here we go.
It's good target prioritization. Everyone clashes. Miracle, not quite sure if he wants to jump in right now. Here goes Chronosphere, lands onto 3. Wolves gets to do some work, but there is going to be the Chronosphere, the RPs are off to the side, lock it down to 2. The Faceless Void, or the Void Spirit, sorry, ends up dropping very quickly, but already multiple casualties been found. MPS though, going to start focusing on towards the Faceless, but is able to disengage. Buybacks were expended there. Obviously the most valuable one on the Void Spirit. If he obviously gets punished, like taken down in this next fight, that will allow EHOME to just move straight into the Roche pit. But I mean, maybe they could do that already. There's no Chrono, there's no Morma's Kisses, there's no Nature's Wrath for another 20 seconds as well. Like, I don't think there's a way that Myth Avenue can really contest the pit if they choose to go for it. But I mean, they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, it seems like they're happy to go. Interesting. The Void Spirit buyback was a bit odd, but you get both supports and Salad bought back early. By the way, I want to go back to something. Remember when I told you that there was this trusty shovel in the ancient creeps for EHOME?
Yeah.
And it looks like Myth Avenue got it, so they have 2 trusty shovels on their side. They have one in their base right there. That's actually pretty a big deal. Like trusty shovel, 2 of them, you get double bounty ruins. It's not bad. I mean, they're not using it now, but.
Yeah, you could be digging up a storm, or, on a bad case scenario, you just get 2 kobolds running after you, but even still, yeah, double shovel can be quite nice. I'm kind of surprised more people don't do it, Whenever I play like 4 or 5, if there's a shovel, I'll just have it in my backpack, like, just chuck it in when it's off cooldown, give it a dig. I mean, everything's pretty useful for a support life, salve or mangoes, anything like that. It's just, yeah.
I mean, it adds up, right? Like, even if you get 1 or 2 bounty ruins in the game, it makes a big difference. All right, EHOME, they're going for it. Myth Avenue, they know it's there, but both teams don't have much to contest. RP is going to be up in 10 seconds, so at least EHOME, they're going to have everything. Myth Avenue, it's a tough one. Here comes the kisses.
Almost kisses right in it. MKS immediately pops the BKB though. Just wants to get this Roshan down as quickly as possible. Miracle. He wanted to jump, but Knight was there first. The Aegis into the hands of the Ursa. Even the Void Spirit barely surviving right now with the Yule Scepter trying to disengage, and he will manage to get off the Assimilate. Can't say the same for Miracle though. Quick jump off to the side, but he gets dragged back in there from the Shockwave. He's disarmed though for MKS. We couldn't actually get the final grab. Another jump away, but the stun, it actually chases after him. He's trying his best to just run away, little Faceless Void, as fast as you can. Blink Dagger up there for Xiao Yu, but it doesn't look like they're interested at chasing after him too much further. So, it ends up just being the Snapfire who dies, but regardless, still Aegis and Shard going into the hands of EHOME.
Gotta say that the value of the Heaven's Halberd is amazing, right? We're seeing how it can sort of disrupt them like that. Valiant attempt by Mid Avenue, but without the Chronosphere, it's very difficult. You're up against a team that has all their ultimates, including an RP, and just losing your position, your position 5 actually on the snapper. That's not too bad. The Aegis is the problem though. Getting it out of person's hand is, it's gonna be quite difficult. He is 5,000 gold ahead of the nearest competitor, which is actually almost 6,000 ahead of Zeal.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster right now. Got everything under the sun. Going in towards the Swift Blink next as well, just to help burst people down even further. And he's got that in 330 gold. Probably like, has he got it just after killing that creep wave? Okay, 40 gold off. Hits a couple of neutrals, yeah, and then he'll have it. And yeah, this Ursa is extremely scary for Myth Avenue. Oh, they might actually run into him here. They're doing this smoke. But he does actually still manage to buy the Swift Blink. Goes back to hit into the tower, but it doesn't look like Myth Avenue are too concerned about it. Still going to try and make some play happen right now. Miracle jumping in first. The Raid's already going to be there. Can they turn this around right now? MPS is not taking any damage. Turns onto Kishka, annihilating the Master. He forces to disengage, but there is the Chronosphere. They found the quick kill onto Lol, but the stolen Chrono actually locks down both the Nature's Prophet and Void Spear right now. Pretty mitigating large amount of damage. The Void Spirit just gets annihilated. MKS shredding him to pieces. Zeal's going to follow him to the grave momentarily. And Miracle trying his best to get the hell out. Can he get himself away from this one? I'm not sure. He's zipping. He's diving from either side. But the RP denies his retreat. And it's actually just the Marcy to survive there from Myth Avenue. What a fantastic fight for EHOME.
I think you gotta have to use the Chrono on Salad now. You cannot. This is the second time he stole it. I think actually it might be the first time, but I think the first time was when he dropped Zeal on. But either way, he's using the Chrono as well, if not better than the Faceless Void. So you cannot afford to give it to him anymore. And MKS, dude, he is just unkillable. He's got Swift Blink, he's got the Aegis, and he's going to be going to town on this tower as well. They all have ways to delay it, right? They have the glyph, they have everyone coming up in a few seconds, and Mortimer's Kiss is cleared out. So, not exactly the worst situation for Myth Avenue, but they're falling further behind.
Yeah, they can't afford to take, many more fights like that, because eventually, even though this the MKS is already ahead, he can still get further ahead. And, I mean, he completely changed his mind about the Axe. He's like, look, I'm not really dying anyway, so I'm just going to go for more aggressive items. I don't really care about, getting this Axe. So Abyssal Blade is queued up next. Gonna have it in, what's that, about 1,300-ish golds. And then it's another big item, which, yeah, could just allow him to burst down the Void Spirit of ease, as well as the Faceless Void.
I like it. Like, this is what we talked about, right? If you just jump on the Faceless Void, bash him down, get the Abyssal, and it's another set of lockdown. Miracle is trying to get the Lincoln Sphere, so blocks this Rubik's Steel or an Abyssal Blaze. It's nice, but oh, nice. He's hungry for blood.
Yeah, BKB charging in, but everyone from Myth Avenue does disengage in time, so not quite going to get caught out there.
And that is the first BKB used. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Small victory for MAG.
Yeah, I think at this point they've got to find any little bonus they can, but that is actually Knight now just picking up his axe, so got the old Elder Dragon form online. Which is going to be just another problem that they need to contend with, and EHOME going for another smoke maneuver, charging into the Dire Triangle right now. Who is going to be the person they find? Miracle's actually going to be in the position to break the smoke, and with the Observer Ward, yeah, he sees it, immediately dives away. But that's not really going to be enough to deter him. They're still going to be chasing after more. Miracle going to successfully get this TP out. Can we say the same for everybody else, though? One more. It's just Kishka left. Oh, the sentry.
Ooh. Well played. Well played by both. Well played by both, man. Like, Kishka gets the TP off. Sal, he has his spider instinct, so like he's right here. He's right here. And he just gets it off by a millimeter. Would have been really good for them. So, nice moves by Myth Avenue, breaking the smoke. Everyone makes that alive. They need to do that. They need to dodge these fights for a little bit more for them to. They have to wait for the best situation possible for them to take a fight.
Yeah, I mean it is all about just maybe trying to delay, allow the Faceless Void to start getting some items online. And like you were saying, he was gone for the Lincoln Sphere, but we could just see. Obviously, going for the Lincolns, he's obviously always got the Heaven's Halberd as well. It's a lot of money that he's had to prioritize for, you know, relatively defensive kind of playstyles. Oh, it looks like
Oh,
Salad's dead. Yeah, it's a dead
yep.
Evo.
Takes a while actually. Yeah, really been a bit more durable than I thought. He does not disassemble the arcane boots and we get the on disc. He's fine, just losing his life. That is his dieback. He did buy back. Remember that mid fight he used it along with the Void Spirit, but he's the one who actually is like, okay, it's a dieback. DD Ruin is available though for EHOME, so Myth Avenue, it's still scary to take a fight if they know about this DD Ruin.
Yeah, and I'm sure EHOME are going to try and use it to their advantage while they can. I mean, there's a fresh creep wave coming in through the mid lane, so going to try and knock onto the high ground door, I'm sure. Let's see if Myth Avenue can start bringing some people over to defend it. Okay, actually. Okay, yeah, they are going to try and go for the high ground. Ooh!
Ooh!
That could have been risky the FX he learned. Oh, the Horn Toss, unfortunately, not quite as much reach as Zhao Yu was expecting. But still, it looks like EHOME are just going to change their target to the tier 2 instead. But, I mean, they're tier 3 in the bot lane. It's getting beaten into itself. Someone's got to come address this.
Nice nullifier pickup by Zeal. Not only does it remove the frost armor, it actually removes the fury swipes. I didn't realize that overpower, not fury swipe. Overpower is actually dispellable. That is something I did not realize. But getting it away from from MKS, his damage gets severely reduced if he gets nullified like that.
Yeah, that's a really good pickup.
Myth Avenue, they want to... Okay, they gotta get a nice board. They see MKS. Can they go for it? This is very risky.
He's got the rage off right now. He's trying to stand his ground. Morms gets his raining in, but with the BKB, he's perfectly fine. Out comes the Faceless Void Ultimate as well, but where is really the damage coming in? Eventually, they will be able to start doing it, racking it up. MKS will fall. Look how much money that guy was worth. An absolute fortune. Zhao Yu's now in danger. He's going to get brought low, and it's just Lao left, who will successfully TP out, but... what a fantastic little move there from Myth Avenue. It's like 1,800 gold just for the Ursa alone.
Yes. I mean, he had BKB and the Enrage active, and I absolutely love what Miracle did. He's like, oh, all of your abilities are active? I'll just chrono. Yeah, I'm gonna use Wolf Stun my duration, but all our other disables either don't go through it or are significantly reduced by it. So I'll just chrono. You can't do anything. It's like Black Hole. It doesn't matter if you BKB Enrage, you're gonna be there for the whole time. So brilliant move by him. And X-Sealer, he did another nice move. He has the Aghanim Scepter finished on the Void Spirit. He went straight for Zhao. You make sure he doesn't get that like edge RP on the Faceless Void and preventing him from moving. So just perfect play here. And oh, nice. He's taking a few hits.
Thinking about it, Kishka jumping in himself. Rebound stolen. Well, no one really overextended right now. Even Zhao Yu TPing him. And Roshan number 3 again. Another pretty quick respawn timer. Got Refresher Shard in tow. See if other teams are really going to be able to capitalize that or not. When they're hunting after Exilur, there is going to be the Horn Toss, but unfortunately, still the cookie allows him to get away. Another Dissimulate gets him out, but can't say the same for Kishka though. Another jump forward from Knight is going to get the grab. So much reach actually coming out here from EHOME. Just charging forwards relentlessly, seeing if they can find anyone else. And Zhao Yu chasing Exilur all the way back towards the tier 3 tower. Maybe they're just going to try and turn this around right now. He is pretty far away from the rest of his team. The Nullifier locking him into place. He's silenced, wants to use the RP, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do so. He is dead. And now Knight, he's like, dear Lord, I'm on my own. But in comes the rest of the supports. Maybe they can turn this around. A nice stun collection onto Miracle, trying to lock it in place, but it's just not enough damage to actually bring him down. And now the BKB is over for Knight. Mortimer's Kisses. It will force EHOME to disengage. But MKS has also committed his BKB for this. So a fair amount expended there for EHOME. Not much reward.
Yeah, well, at least they are, going to go for the Roche. They have MKS, but I think that with Avi, they want to contest it. They have the Chronosphere, and yeah, they scared them off. I'm not sure if they saw them. Oh yeah, the scan comes out, so they knew they were coming. Gotta say, Zhao Yu, very bold plays this entire day, and this was one of the bolder ones. Let's go with that, including the one where he did the RP and when everyone was, when he was just by himself and confirmed to die. EHOME without Zhao Yu. This is scary. At least Roshan's not too fast. They have options if they want to go for it. They're thinking about it.
If they want to do it, they've got to go right now. But it's just too late by the looks. Roshan is down. Aegis into the hands of the Faceless Void. And now Zhao Yu trying to get some sort of work done. Horn Toss there on towards the Marcy, dragging her out of position. So at least they are going to be able to get this free kill onto the support. Yeah, okay, they do. Alright, so it's a dead Kishka for 50, but she has buyback. It's just a support, and every single item picked up there for Myth Avenue. So they are very, very happy with that outcome.
Not sure who got the shard. I think the voice bit had for a while. I think the Snapfire may have picked up the shard because I think everyone else had before that. But either way, Faceless Void, very, very happy. He gets the refresher shard. So that means that, yeah, okay, maybe I might even have to waste the Chrono just to control the Ursa while he's in rage. But I got a second one coming right up after that. Surprising he's not going for a BKB himself this game, but I guess it's still worth it, right? There's still a Rubik lift, a Dragon Knight stun, but overall, great move by Myth Avenue, and letting Kishka die is also a smart one. They're like, we don't even care too much about the fact he's gonna die. They also get a, check it out, Myth Avenue, they just pick up the gym that EHOME bought, they give it to the VVV, and that's MKS's gym.
Yeah, it's nice. Just a little further away that Myth Avenue are further in their lead in this game. Number 1. And this has got to be a little bit crushing for EHOME. At long last, they were having a good game. They were looking like they were actually going to start taking the lead, potentially take the whole thing. But there's a couple of fights in a row here for Myth Avenue, which have just been perfectly played, skirting around what EHOME were able to do. And they've just completely flipped the tables now. 4k gold advantage for themselves. But if you look at the win probability, it is bang on 50-50.
I love it.
Gaben has no clue.
I think, I thought it would be 50-50 if there was a refresher shot, right? I think the refresher shot has, like, swings it a little bit in Myth Avenue's, at least in the next fight, feels like they have a 70% chance to take it, maybe more than that. But if they whiff the first chrono, then, you know, it's 50-50 for EHOME. But right now, it's still very much in Myth Avenue's favor. Small net worth advantage, but MKS, he's getting to that stage where he's getting close to being 6 slot. He's not yet there, you know. He can still eat an Agatims, get a Satanic, stuff like that. But he's gonna get there eventually. And I don't think he can commit. Oh, whoa, Miracle!
Jumps in very aggressively. RP lands onto 2. Didn't quite end up dropping down his ultimate quick enough, and the Void Spirit's just dead as well. Okay, a little bit of a misplay coming there from Myth Avenue. We're just saying they were doing well. Now going to drop the Chronosphere, lands onto 3. The Lincoln Sphere at least denies the steal there from Salah. Refresher Shard used, but he's still going to get caught. What was that? What just happened? What? They just threw their lead straight down the drain there, Myth Avenue. I have no idea what just happened.
Can you see my pings? Because they had a ward right where I'm pinging, which is to the right of the observer ward of the rain side. They had a ping. They knew everything was there. From Myth Avenue, a Miracle just jumps in. And the shard was completely useless. That is perhaps the worst situation you can use the shard. You use it to try to TP out, and you still die. That's really unfortunate. Zeal is doing a good job split pushing. But overall, at least the mid-rax looks like it's going to go in favor of EHOME. Unlucky for them, there are no creeps. They're going to have to go all the way past the river. Oh my god. Zhao Yu and Miracle.
I think it's the added insult, the fact that he used Refresher Shard just to get another jump away, and it still didn't even save him. But talking about not saving yet, the 4 staff getting stopped there from the Nullifier. Lao does get dropped, and they're really on the hunt to see if they can find MKS. They need any sort of little grab they can get, but not quite going to find it. MKS is gone. Oh, yeah.
Maybe Gaben was 50-50 because he knew stuff like that was happening. He's like, these foolish casters, don't they know the teams can throw? Because I'll be honest, I can't call what Miracle did anything other than that. It was definitely a extremely high risk.
100% throw, yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
It was the fact as well that the majority of Myth Avenue weren't even nearby. It was just the 2 voids. They both went barreling in and just did absolutely nothing but die and waste the Aegis and Refresher Shard. I don't know. There's only so much we can go on about it, but yeah, that is a big pivotal point in this game. Like that is, if they could use those 2 items effectively, they could have taken a really dominant lead in this game. But no, they just reset it. They want to go back to the status quo.
Well, one guy who has been performing amazingly well is Zeal. Like the fact that they didn't lose racks was all thanks to Zeal. You know, he made sure that to push out all the lanes so that even if EHOME reaches his side of base, which they did, they weren't able to get too much from it. So kudos to him. Kishka, where are we at? He wants to get the BKB, but he's got the Heaven's Helmet, he's got the Force Staff, but this is not the classic Marcy that we've seen with the BKB Basher Rush, which he might need very soon, to be frank with you. It seems like that would really help him out. He went for the Unleash movement speed talent at level 20 rather than Rebound. I don't know much about Marcel. I don't know if these two, like which one's better, but I do think the Rebound stun goes quite high. 2.8 is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like the Unleash movement speed is more of a core sort of talent pickup, but I don't know. You know, maybe he's got some sort of reasoning about why he's choosing to go for this pickup. And for V as well, the Snapfire just got like a casual 2.8 thousand gold sat in her pocket. I mean, I guess obviously wants to save up for the buyback in the fight. And I don't. Do you think it's going to be an Ags next? I feel like that would be a good way to maybe get some good initiations going off, like thrown in the Faceless Void first with a good chrono.
I wonder, because on one part I do think it's going to be. I'm thinking less of the initiation, more about the save, right? Someone's in trouble, you just eat them, you throw them away. I like that aspect of it more for VVV than I do the initiation, because you have Faceless Void, Nature's Prophet, and Voice, but like none of these guys are lacking movement that you needed. But I don't know. Do you want to go for that? Guardian Greaves seem kind of decent maybe for your team, but feels very late. He's got a lot of gold. We'll see what he wants to go for. I like Guardian Greaves. I like Iconum Scepter. I wouldn't mind another Heaven's Halberd, honest to God. And I was thinking maybe that they found the Dragon Knight bottom, but they can find anyone. Oh, the tower. They're trying to trade.
Yeah, doing the can. Beanins now onto the melee barracks there at the bottom. Zhao Yu just completely ignoring Kishka. He's like, that guy's just a support. That's not the target I want. And he's actually going to find Zeal as a response right now. Drops the Nullifier, just sort of trading right clicks. But Zhao Yu knows, I've got the RP, dude. You are not going anywhere. And that is a dead Nature's Prophet.
Sprout stolen, but not as useful for Sad with huge kill on the Nature's Prophet, and they were able to get both the top tier 1 as well as the range rags. Range rags not too much of a big deal for EHOME, but every bit helps. And now they can force a buyback if they go mid. No Roche for at least a minute, and although MKS is checking, so someone made a mistake with their timer, because there's no way we would respond this early.
No, maybe the thing is like, wow, it spawned pretty much instantly all the other times. Maybe this time it's just spawned early for some reason. you know, there could be like some weird little bug going on. But yeah, I don't know, this game has just been so back and forth swinging. Like, and I feel like a lot of the time the swinging around has mainly been due to mistakes more than teams performing, doing some crazy outplay. But even still, with 2 dead. EHOME back up to the high ground right now, just using Knight to slowly siege it on up. Respawning soon. I'm sure they're going to try their best to defend this high ground situation here from Myth Avenue.
Looking at Knight, by the way, he's got Manta, BKB, Aghanim Scepter, Mage Slayer, and he's got insane amount of magic and physical resistance. He's about to hit level 25 with the. He can take the plus Dragon Blood or AoE stun. He is going to be a massive threat. Like I haven't even looked at him, but the guy's 3rd most farmed hero on the map with this Dragon Knight. He is a legitimate threat that Myth Avenue may not even have an answer for. Alright, it's a long Roche. It's going to be a long Roche this time.
Yeah, first time this game, 2.5 minutes, and I think it's about due that happens. So unfortunately for you, I'm sure they would have loved for it to be quick. Picked up another Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard, Ags as well. I think seems how it would be the 4th one. And then they could have potentially tried to close out this game, but as a result, it will just be a waiting game for that to be back on up. Myth Avenue realised it could be up momentarily as well, so they've decided to move outside their base, just throwing treants at it in case it does respawn. But it's all going to be about who gets the the key bit of initiation. The first pickoff is going to be detrimental.
Old and sweet.
I think if you're on EHOME's side, maybe a good thing for you would be getting the Snapfire. I mean, I say it's crazy, but getting Snapfire to 25 with the extra Mortimer Kisses with the Chronosphere could do enough to bring down the members of EHOME, but that's a long way off. VV isn't even level 18 yet. At least get level 18, man! The 80 damage adds up on the Kisses!
That it does. I'm sure he'd love it if you can get it. Oh, smoke breaks there. Salah, they found it a bit. There's going to be the Aeon disc though. Going to allow him to force staff out. The Mormon's Kiss has not really been able to do too much right now, but Exilern into the backlines. He's found the supports. Down goes the Lich. Going to be able to bring the Rubik as well. Both gone from EHOME. Knight 1v1 onto Kishka. Might be able to find the final grab. Think about dropping the RP to Exilern, but didn't actually fully commit it. Still, the bash is there onto Miracle. Trying to get the leap away. Still has his ultimate to use. He is in this right now, and they don't have the detection, but actually he's going to turn around with the Chrono. Throwing it straight into the face of the Ursa right now, but what can he really do? Absolutely nothing. A quick RP, and they bring him down. So, out of all that, it is a 2 for 2. 2 supports that cost 2 buybacks, but they get the carry and mid laner.
Again, Zeal does really well. Kishka jumped on the Dragon, I controlled him for the whole time, barely makes it out. Like, I thought he was dead for sure, because I was watching that engagement. But they were able to, like, lock him down. In the meantime, though, again, another odd move by on Miracle here. He gets caught MKS as well. Good RP by Xiaoyu, by the way. Just gets stopped at the last second. Can they go for one? Okay, nice nullifier, but he gets skewered back.
Yeah, good one. Sides up immediately. He's going to try and focus on towards MKS, but with the rage, he's just taking no damage. Happy to stand his ground right now. And Myth Avenue, got to have to sort of rethink how they're taking this. They're still in a 4 versus 5 situation. Zeal, he gets found in the trees, down for 90. Going to be forced to use that buyback momentarily. I mean, Roshan has now respawned, which has just been scouted out by the Rubik. He's like, dude, Roshan's up, but they're hitting buildings, man. They don't give a crap about Aegis right now. Still, Mega secured. They do lose their bottom barracks, but regardless, that big objective's going to allow them to start bringing dominant lead even further into this game. And yeah, got to start falling back now to take Roshan number 4.
Oh man, it's been an interesting game for sure, right? Like at one point, I keep thinking, okay, this team's got it in the bag, but then a bit of a mistake happens. Other team takes it, but it's looking almost unlosable now. You know, you got the Ag and Scepter on the Ursa with a refresher shard and an Aegis. The guy's got 42,000 net worth. He's out of slots. He doesn't even know what to buy. I mean, I guess you could eat a moonshot if you want, but he is out of slots. It's crazy. It's crazy what he's got. Xiaoyu, I think, is the one with who's actually got the refresher shot, double RP.
He's jumping very aggressive right now. Watching Miracle trying to go backwards himself with the RP4 stuff there. They've got the control on towards the face of Spoil. Have they got damage to bring him down? No is the answer. He's able to get the BKB off and disengage. MKS though just shreds the Snapfire to pieces. And Xiaoyu, he's got a second RP to use. He's going to drop it, gets a connection again onto the faceless Spoil. He is gone. No buyback for 90 seconds. The Zeal gets brought down from Knight elsewhere. And Exilern, he's in a real pickle right now. He's got to dissimulate, but that is about it. Still no Remnant. Astral steps up. And MKS, he just finds him in the trees. Ultra kill, godlike spree. Wants one more for the rampage. Can he actually find it? Myth Avenue, though, they say GG and deny him that rampage. I mean, he's diving for it. Can he get it? Quickly, hit faster, and he gets the rampage. Last second.
Where was EHOME? Where was this EHOME game in the first series, right? Like,
yeah.
Congratulations to them, but they still have to win game 2 for them to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. But holy moly, there were some very interesting moves coming out from both sides. Myth Avenue feels like a couple times they had an advantage, but we lost Miracle in rather awkward situations. But MKS is the MVP in this game, 23-2. Absolute god tier performance. Xiaoyu got caught a lot in the early game, but he was lighting the RPs where it matters. And Knight, he felt like such a stable presence during the entire game, right? Like he's not like he was doing this amazing jumps and stuff, but just this durable, unkillable body, decent damage. I mean, he's got has the least deaths in the entire game. Very just really impressive performance by Knight. He actually has the second highest damage in the game. Oh, sorry, third highest in total.
Yeah.
But
it was
props to him. Props to him.
Really, really nice. So I mean, it's kind of rare that you see a Dragonite actually become that useful. Like, sure, he's generally a stable laner, but he doesn't become that sort of flashy or impactful as the game goes on. But he managed to do it. Really, really nicely done. And as you were saying, the old Ursa Barrel there on MKS, he was just left to his own devices the entire game. And that is exactly why you do not let that happen. Like, that man was disgustingly big. 45,000 net worth at the end of the game, miles above everybody else. And I think as well, Miracle didn't really feel like the carry this game. He felt more like a sort of utility off-laner, and then it was really down to Zeal to try and do the damage, but Zeal couldn't really get much done. Like, there was too many ways of getting on top of the natures. He just got torn to pieces, really, really quickly again and again. And yeah, even though Myth Avenue nearly turned it around a few times, it just wasn't enough.
I mean, they were ahead a bunch of times, but like you said, The Faceless Void went for like utility items, right? Like the Heaven's Halberd. I like it. I don't think it's wrong, but you also expect to like live and do a great, land great chronos. But we weren't really seeing that. The team felt disconnected at some point where like the double void jump in when they had the refresh. Like the refresher shard use was mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
yikes, yikes. But
yeah, like, that was. I mean, it was literally just as they were starting to turn the game around and potentially come out ahead, and that is it. It was literally just one mistake, but a big mistake. It was a colossal mistake, and that's what happens. Yeah, that is how Dota works. But hey, that is just game number 1 down here for the best of 2. It seemed like that game went on forever after that really fast series we just had, but hey, that was literally just the first game. So game number 2, guys, will be coming up in about 10 minutes time, and we will see if EHOME are going to be able to do the same, perform quite well, and start getting some more points, or Myth Avenue might be able to put a stop to it and tie up 1-1. Who knows? But yeah, we will be back in about 10 minutes. I'll see you then.